Stormwatch 7 Chief Meteorologist Bill Kelly knows weather.
Tonight, the standoff in Virginia. The governor says he's not going anywhere. After the revelation of a racist image in his medical school yearbook, he's promising a racial reconciliation tour, but raising eyebrows even before it starts. What he said that is fueling some anger tonight. Secret source, the National Enquirer, denying it tried to blackmail Amazon's Jeff Bezos. For the first time, an attorney for the tabloid sharing with ABC News new details about who leaked the compromising photos. Winter whiteout, a new blast for the battered West as a major storm takes shape in the east. A travel nightmare in the making. Also tonight, taxpayers saying their refunds are shrinking despite the promise of sweeping tax reform. It's your money. Armed and dangerous, the warning about that convicted lawyer suspected of killing his mother, then going on the run. The nationwide manhunt tonight. And the stunning letter from the American princess to her estranged father, asking why he's causing her so much pain.
From ABC News, this is ABC World News Tonight.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Tom Yamas, and we begin tonight with the tense standoff in Virginia. Virginia's embattled governor facing growing calls to resign, but tonight insisting he's not going anywhere. Ralph Northam fighting to keep his job since a racist image in his medical school yearbook surfaced. Then later he admitted to appearing in blackface once in his past. His argument now is that he is the best person to heal these wounds. But even as he made that case in a new TV interview, he caused more confusion in how he described the first Africans who arrived in Virginia. ABC's Zachary Quiche starts us off.
In the first days of what he calls his racial reconciliation tour, Governor Ralph Northam with a stumble.
The first indentured servants from Africa landed on our shores in Old Point Comfort, what we call now Fort Monroe. And while
also known as slavery.
Yes.
Yeah.
The embattled governor also rejecting the relentless flood of calls to resign.
Virginia needs someone that can heal. There's no better person to do that than a doctor. Virginia also needs someone who is strong, who has empathy, who has courage, and who has a moral compass. And that's why I'm not going anywhere. I have learned from this. I have a lot more to learn.
It was 8 days ago when the governor admitted to using blackface at a dance contest, but denied he was either person in this racist photo that was on his yearbook page. Tonight, the man in line to succeed Northam, Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax, facing an imminent threat of impeachment after two women accused him of sexual assault. Governor Northam asked about the situation.
If these accusations are determined to be true, I don't think he's going to have any other option but to resign.
At this time, do you think he should resign?
That's going to be a decision that he needs to make.
Vanessa Tyson said Fairfax forced her to perform oral sex in 2004. Meredith Watson says Fairfax raped her while both were students at Duke in 2000. Both women say they will testify if there's an impeachment hearing.
My client felt a need to, moral and civic duty to come forward.
In his latest statement, Fairfax says, "I did not sexually assault or rape Meredith Watson, Vanessa Tyson, or anyone else," and is calling for the FBI to investigate.
Any message for the citizens of Virginia?
We'll have our say. I'm confident in the truth. Thank you all so much.
All right, Zachary Quiche joins us now from the governor's mansion there in Richmond. And Zachary, the next steps are complicated. If the impeachment of the lieutenant governor moves forward, which would include a trial in the state Senate, how would Fairfax be replaced?
Tom, it would make a complex situation even worse. The Virginia Constitution doesn't explicitly say how to fill the role, so a massive political fight would likely ensue. Tom?
Zachary Quiche for us tonight from Richmond. Zachary, thank you. Next to the battle between the world's richest man and America's biggest tabloid newspaper. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos accusing the National Enquirer of extortion and blackmail over compromising photos. But in an exclusive interview with ABC News, a lawyer for the paper's CEO, David Pecker, says they acted in pursuit of a legitimate news story and said the photos were provided by a longtime source. Here's ABC's Lana Zak.
Tonight, the attorney for David Pecker, head of AMI, is denying that his client's tabloid, the National Enquirer, tried to blackmail Jeff Bezos with salacious photos of the billionaire and his alleged mistress, Lauren Sanchez.
It absolutely is not extortion and not blackmail. What happened was the story was given to the National Enquirer by a reliable source that had given information to the National Enquirer for 7 years.
But according to Bezos, the tabloid threatened to publish naked photos unless the Amazon founder issued what he called a false public statement about AMI's reporting not being politically motivated, and stopped his own personal investigation into who revealed the details of his private life.
I'm not permitted to tell you or confirm or deny who the source is. I can tell you it's not Saudi Arabia, it's not President Trump. It was a source that was well known to both Mr. Bezos and Ms. Sanchez.
According to the paper owned by Bezos, the Washington Post, the billionaire suspected that the brother of his alleged mistress, Michael Sanchez, a supporter of President Trump, could be the source. According to the paper, Sanchez, who firmly denies any role in the revelation, reportedly claims he was told by multiple people at AMI that the National Enquirer set out to do a, quote, takedown to make Trump happy. AMI denying that any of this was related to President Trump. Federal prosecutors are now investigating if the tabloid violated an immunity deal made after the feds looked into possible campaign finance violations that involved the Enquirer killing stories potentially damaging to Mr. Trump just before the election.
Are you worried at all that these revelations have put the cooperation agreement of Mr. Pecker with the Southern District in jeopardy?
Absolutely not.
And Lana Zak joins us live. As federal prosecutors, you just heard their review if the National Enquirer broke its immunity deal and committed a crime in its dealings with Bezos. Others have since come forward alleging similar tactics.
Yeah, that's right, Tom. After Bezos published his allegations, at least 4 others claimed that they had also been threatened by the tabloid. But the attorney in today's interview says that he has no knowledge of those allegations or of any AMI employees trying to blackmail anyone. Tom?
Lana Zak with those new details tonight. Lana, thank you. Next to the dangerous winter weather threatening both coasts tonight, Seattle under a rare amount of snow, the most snow actually in February in 70 years, with more on the way. And in Portland, a driver in an SUV trapped by a tanker that skidded on an icy bridge. And near Eau Claire, Wisconsin, a horrific multi-car accident on I-94. Look at all those cars. The forecast in a moment, but first, ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano with the images still coming in.
Old Man Winter working overtime tonight with several storms hitting the country. One pummeling the west with snow, ice, and wind, with 2 more storms in the pipeline. Washington State rushing to recover from a record-setting snowfall. Nearly 11 inches in Seattle so far this month, the most snow the normally mild Emerald City has seen in 70 years. Roads across the state turned into skating rinks, while the driver of this car needed to be rescued from the drifts. 60-mile-per-hour winds toppling trees just north of Seattle, knocking out power to over 140,000 at one point. Portland also struggling after nearly 5 inches of snow there. Vehicles going nowhere on some icy roads. Tow ropes getting a workout. Moving east, it's winter whiplash. Wild swings in temperatures leaving this entire community in Illinois caked in ice. These cars marooned in floodwater that melted and then refroze. And in Wisconsin, a blast of snow triggering this multi-car pileup on I-84 near Eau Claire, ahead of a major winter storm threatening millions from the Midwest all the way to New England as we start the work week.
All right, Rob Marciano joins us now from a very chilly Central Park. And Rob, a new storm on the way causing trouble for the major cities of the Northeast?
Yeah, the first one, Tom, is the weaker one, but it's already causing problems across the Great Lakes, Ohio, and through Pittsburgh. By tomorrow morning, D.C., Baltimore, Philly, I think you're going to have problems with the morning rush in the form of sleet, freezing rain, and some snow. And then by the time we get towards tomorrow night into Tuesday, we're looking for that snow to reach into the New York City area. So Tuesday morning rush is going to see some issues across New York City with some snow as well, eventually turning to rain. But inland areas will see easily 6 to 10 inches of snowfall with this system. In the Northwest, getting hit by another snowstorm tonight, and then another one tomorrow night into Tuesday will break more in the way of records. Winter is in full swing. Tom?
Rob Marciano for us. Rob, thank you. Next to the nationwide manhunt for convicted attorney on the run, the U.S. Marshals offering a $5,000 reward. Richard Merritt, take a look, last seen at a Georgia gas station, now suspected of murdering his own mother. He was set to report to prison for an earlier conviction, asking for time to get his affairs in order. Instead, it appears he used that time to plot and escape. Here's ABC's Ariel Reshef.
Tonight, this surveillance image a clue in the urgent nationwide manhunt for a disbarred Georgia attorney now considered an armed and dangerous killer. Authorities say the photo last shows Richard Merritt at a gas station outside Atlanta. Merritt failing to turn himself into jail February 1st to serve a 15-year sentence for stealing from his clients. now accused of fatally stabbing his own mother the next day before taking off in her Lexus.
Once you kill anyone, it's easier for you to kill someone else, especially if you kill your own mother.
His disappearance stoking terror and anger among his victims.
I'm angry at Cobb County for letting him out and putting us all in this situation.
This former client who testified against Merritt, wishing to remain anonymous for safety, now fearing he could be out for revenge.
There's no telling who is in danger.
According to the Cobb County DA, Merritt was allowed to wear an ankle monitor and given 2 weeks to get his affairs in order because there was no evidence to suggest a threat of violence. The DA saying Merritt resided with his mother for a year without incident, Merritt cutting off that ankle monitor.
You certainly need to be held accountable for the brutal murder of our mother.
And Tom, Merritt is now charged with murder. If convicted, authorities say he could face the death penalty. Tom?
Ariel, thank you. Negotiators in Congress working to avert another government shutdown say talks are stalled. Differences growing over money for the wall and over how unauthorized immigrants will be detained. The two sides have 4 days to hammer out a deal. ABC's Tara Palmieri on the chances that will happen.
Just 4 days until the government runs out of money, and tonight the president's chief of staff warning we could be heading towards a second shutdown.
Again, you cannot take a shutdown off the table.
A bipartisan group of lawmakers at an impasse over the number of beds available to undocumented immigrants arrested by ICE. Without enough beds, they would not be able to detain thousands.
I'm not confident we're going to get there. I think the next 24 hours are crucial. We could close some deals, but they've got to be good to secure our borders.
The president venting that lawmakers don't seem to be getting anywhere near his $5.7 billion demand for a border wall, tweeting, they're offering very little money for the desperately needed border wall. Mulvaney conceding that they're ready to accept less, but still build a wall.
What you'll probably see is the president say, yeah, okay, and then I'll go find the money someplace else.
Lawmakers had hoped to unveil a deal on Monday. Those hopes seemingly dashed.
The numbers are all over the place. I think the big problem here is this has become pretty much an ego negotiation. This really isn't over substance.
800,000 federal workers hanging in the balance after the longest shutdown in U.S. history that saw unprecedented TSA sickouts and airports on the verge of melting down.
Seeing another shutdown just a couple days away on the horizon, I think is scary for anybody.
Tara Palmieri joins us live. And Tara, I know you've been talking to your sources both at the White House and on Capitol Hill. And those sources telling you about the negotiations now that it seems that both sides are further from a deal than they were last week?
Tom, there's hope that these lawmakers from the conference will resume talks as soon as tonight. Tomorrow, the president heads back to the border for the second time since this budget battle began. And just a few hours ago, he tweeted again the idea that he could legally declare a national emergency to bypass Congress and build the wall himself. Tom?
Tara Palmieri for us. Tara, thank you. And the field of presidential hopefuls is a little more crowded tonight. Minnesota's Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar announcing her bid during a snowstorm in Minneapolis. Look at that, promising that as president, she will say what she thinks and focus on getting things done. But she's already responding to reported criticism that she mistreats her staff, admitting she can be tough, but saying that many of her staff have been with her for years. Next, your money. It's tax season, and the filing due April 15th will be the first full year of the sweeping Republican tax overhaul. But the first numbers from the IRS show that refunds are smaller this year, down 8%. The promise was that nearly everyone would do better. So what's going on? ABC's Kenneth Moten reporting on Your Money.
Tonight, shock and anger from early tax filers. Those refunds, not as big as they had hoped, or not coming at all.
I hate calling it a tax cut because it really wasn't a tax cut for me.
The IRS reports the average refund for the first week of filing down 8% compared to the same time last year. It appears the biggest reasons, changes in deductions under President Trump's new tax law. And a nonpartisan government watchdog says for more than 30 million Americans didn't withhold enough from paychecks.
The unfortunate result of that is that shortfall has to be made up at some point. That point is when you file your tax return.
Frustrated filers taking to Twitter to complain. One person asking, will someone make my tax returns great again? South Carolina nonprofit consultant Eva Supersad is single, no children. Her pay jumped $1,000 in 2018. No changes to her withholdings. Last year's refund, $900. This year, she owes $26.
I was actually counting on that money to pay for property taxes.
And a lot of Americans